How's it? In the last video we chatted about rod and reel selection. In this video let's chat about your terminal tackle, your jig selection and beach accessories. Starting off with the tackle, here's your starting shopping list. A tackle box, size 2/0 hooks, swivels, 30-pound line, 3-ounce pyramid sinkers, maybe a Sputnik sinker, small teardrop sinkers, pliers, knife and a cooler. So I listed 3 different kinds of sinkers there. Pyramid sinkers, teardrop sinkers and Sputnik sinkers. I suggest that you start off with a few 3-ounce and 4-ounce pyramid sinkers. On top of that, maybe a 2-ounce or 3-ounce teardrop sinker. And if you feel like buying extra, you can buy a Sputnik sinker. I haven't had much luck with Sputnik sinkers. I don't see them as very useful. However, the pyramid sinkers and the teardrop sinkers are great for what they are designed to do. The pyramid sinkers are designed to punch a hole into the sand once you've casted, and then these sharp corners here help keep it in the sand. The teardrop sinker is made to do the opposite. It's made to fall in but not hook on anything. So if you're fishing over rocks or something, this is what you would use because it's less likely to get stuck in rocks than this is. As far as the cooler box and knife option, this is the knife I use for bait. It's still got some bait on it, which is disgusting. This is the knife I use for bait. It's a small, cheap knife. It doesn't have to be super sharp. This is what I use for cutting bait and line and all sorts of things. And then I have a different knife that I use for filleting fish. That one I keep nice and sharp. For the cooler box, a little Coleman cooler box like this, or any brand cooler box, will do the trick. The cooler box isn't really there for if you catch a fish. It's more there for storing your bait in and keeping your bait fresh if you're going out for longer. You can of course keep the fish in there once you've caught it, but that's not its main goal. Its main goal is just to keep your bait nice and fresh for if you're out there longer. So this here is a size 2/0 hook. The reason I recommend it is because in the Venn diagram of small fish and big fish and the hooks they can bite, 2/0 sits in the middle. It's small enough for small fish to swallow, but big enough to still hook onto the big fish. If you go any bigger than this, you might lose out on some smaller fish. If that's what you want to do, by all means go for it. You can fit more bait on a bigger hook, but this will get you more fish statistically than a larger hook will. Now some extra beach accessories include a bag, sunblock, a water bottle, a cap, a chair, a rod holder, sunnies and a bucket. So the jig I'm going to teach you to tie in this video is called a dropper jig. As I mentioned before, you will need one of either of these weights, 2 size 2/0 hooks, your line and a swivel. To start, I've cut about 2 meters of line here, and we are going to start off with a dropper loop knot. Now to do this knot, this is going to be about 30 centimeters from the top. We're going to do our first one. To do this knot, you're going to simply make a loop in your line like that. Then these 2 strands at the top of your loop, you're going to twist around each other. Be sure to keep a little gap between the middle of them and just twist about 3 or 4 times. Then you're going to go through this gap that you kept at the top and pull the bottom single strand of your loop through there and then tighten that up. Like that. Remember guys, do moisten your knots when you're tying them or lubricate them with some water or something, just so that it doesn't burn your nylon. Alright, and try and make your loop a little longer than I've made mine here, but for demonstration purposes that will work. Then about 30 centimeters down from that one, we are going to tie that knot again. So loop over, up here at these double strands, start twisting them while keeping the gap in the middle of them. Twist them 3 or 4 times, go through that gap and grab the single strand at the bottom and tighten it up. There you go. So now we have 2 loops in our line. At the bottom over here, we are going to tie a bowline knot. So to do that, you're going to make a loop in your line like that. This line is going to come through the bottom of that loop, go around your working end and back through the loop, and you're going to tie it off. Then cut your tag end off. Now at the top of your jig, we are going to tie on a little swivel. So go through the eye of your swivel. This is a uni knot, by the way. Go through the eye of your swivel, bend back over like that. So now you should have 3 strands coming out of the top of your swivel. Pinch these 2 strands together. Take your 1 strand and go behind these 2. Now after we've done that, you'll see that there is a loop here with 1 strand and 2 strands there. I'm going to take this working end and wrap it around that, going to the bottom of your jig 3 or 4 times. Like such. Now tighten it to the bottom and then pull it down to sit right up against your swivel and cut off your tag end. I recommend you guys also pick up one of these if you have it in your budget. It's just a pair of sewing snippers, but it works really well for cutting little tag ends off. I will put all of these knots in the description, their names, so you can go look at more specific tutorials on how to tie them, but that is all you need. This is going to be tied onto your main line using another uni knot. Alright, now to put our hooks on, we're going to take our loops that we tied earlier, we're going to pinch them flat, and then this double strand here, you're just going to slip through the eye of your hook, and then take this loop on the other side, put it over and tighten it down. So that'll hold your hook on nicely. Do that at the top as well. Alright, we're going to do the same at the top. Just hook through, take the loop over the hook and tighten it down. Then we're going to move to the bottom of our jig where we tied that bowline. Now here we are going to take this loop we tied, same as we did with the hooks, pinch it down, feed it through the weight we have chosen, put it around the weight and tighten it down. The reason I like the bowline at the end of the jig is because it replaces the need for snap swivels, so if this jig ever does break off, it will be cheaper to replace because you didn't lose a snap swivel. That's the same reason why I don't use 3-way swivels to tie my hooks on. It's just too much hardware. Alright, so there you have it. Swivel at the top, uni knot, first dropper loop knot, another dropper loop knot, and a bowline at the end where you attach your weight. Now that's all the skills and tackle that you will need to go to the beach and catch a fish. So in the next episode, that's exactly what we're going to try and do. We're going to try and go to the beach, catch a fish, bring it home, cook it and eat it. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, please subscribe. If you'd like to add anything, do so in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.